We're good.
That's a good start.
Yeah,
We
it
think.
is. It is. It's a good start. It's a good start. I don't have my streaming maestro here tonight, so it's kind of left up to me. Welcome to Old Men Rolling Dice, DM Jeremy, whatever we're calling this. Thank you to everybody who dropped some follows. I saw a bunch of follows come in just before we went live, so thank you so much for that. Dark Side, hello, hello, hello. A couple announcements before I turn this show over to our GM. This month is Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month, and here on the channel we do have a donate button for tips. If you would like to drop any money in that, we thank you ahead of time. All tips donated to the channel this month are going to go towards cystic fibrosis. For those that don't know, my daughter has cystic fibrosis, so it's a near and dear charity. Gentle, thank you for the follow. And yeah, as always, our streams are sponsored by CanadianDice.ca. You can go over to Canadian Dice and check out their store there. Use the code OMRD, or for Old Men Rolling Dice, OMRD, and get a 10% discount. And Ryan loves when people use that code. Right, Ryan?
So real.
I don't think we have anything else. We can jump into this. Dirty Dwarf, you won our dice on the last stream, my dude. The person that won asked us to pass the buck on. So if you want to send me your mailing information, we'll get you those dice in the mail, or send them to Ryan, either through Twitch or you can go through Instagram. Look at that, Knights of Roleplay. Are you going to handle introductions, Queen, or am I going to handle it? Are we going to go around the table? How do you want to do that?
I'm happy to handle introductions. That's not a problem at all.
Okay. Well, then, without further ado, I'm going to sit back and actually get to play a game tonight, which I'm very excited and looking forward to. And I should maybe mention, so you don't have to introduce yourself, we have teamed up with Queen Mother GM to teach us how to play Pathfinder 2, obviously. There's Pathfinder everywhere. We are going to be playing 2E. That it is not a 1E. If you're an old school Pathfinder guy or girl like myself and Viking, then we're gonna learn 2E together. This game is meant to sort of be a teaching tool if you haven't played 2E before. So we're gonna take our time, take it slow, and yeah. With that, it's all yours, Queen Mother.
Wonderful, thank you. I'm Queen Mother GM. Pathfinder 2E is kind of my main system, but not only. So there's no hate on any systems. This is just one I like, so I really enjoy teaching it and bringing people to the dark side, as it were. This game is a mini campaign, so we've got 4 weeks of it. It is an original. And you are all going to learn it tonight. So we're doing a learn to play. We'll be explaining rules and things like that. But we started off on the moderate, as you all started out at level 4 with your characters. So you guys had a crash course in character building. I thought it might be great if we kind of went around and introduced who you are, but then also who you're playing tonight, ancestry, class, maybe what intrigued you about them, and then I thought that might be a good way to start. Choosing randomly, as GMs do with a D4. Looks like we're starting with Jazzy. Jazzy, did you want to introduce yourself?
Oh boy, am I introducing myself?
Well, yeah. Tell us where you're from and stuff like that. Like where we lassoed you out of.
Lassoed. That sounds so much fun. All right, so I'm Jazzy. Hi. I met DM Jeremy through my podcast, Old Men Rolling Dice. He found us through my primary DM, Christopher Buckner, who ran a customized Spelljammer campaign for us a couple years ago. And they talked about some old school games on their Old Men Rolling Dice podcast. And we had so much fun with them that we eventually started teaming up with them for some other stuff. And here we are.
No regrets.
We have a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to learn a new game system. Because why not?
Spectacular. Who are you throwing into the gauntlet tonight for your learn to play?
Into the gauntlet tonight is Suglani. I can never remember her last name. Metadio. She is a half-elf ranger. I've actually never played a ranger in my D&D games, so I figured why not?
Awesome.
Why not now? And I love the idea of having an animal companion, so I went that way. She is from an old seafaring town that's kind of landlocked, so she jumped on a pirate ship as soon as she could to get out of there because she wanted to be near a forest. And that's where she is now.
And your animal companion tonight?
Her name is Claire, and she is a silver fox. Suglani came across her in a trap in the woods and decided that she didn't need to be trapped, and she freed her. So
Guess I'm not the only silver fox here tonight.
Spectacular.
I like
and
me a
just,
silver fox.
and just so we know, pronouns for character?
Suglani, she, her.
Perfect. Wonderful. So yes, a level 4 ranger and animal companion. Super fun, super excited. Should we have the future siblings fight over who goes next for an intro?
Oh, I don't care.
Ryan or Jeremy?
Not it.
Ryan, you're not it.
Okay.
I said not it.
Okay, I am. I'll go first then. So I'm DM Jeremy, and welcome to my channel. I am playing Dirk Gravelgut, a dwarf and a cleric. I was pleasantly unsurprised when I found out that clerics in Pathfinder 2 did not immediately get to wear like heavy armor. I kind of have to buy into that. It was a bit of a beef with me. I've been complaining. I've been complaining about it ever since. So there you go. Dirk was previously a barkeep. His bar was called the Mojo, and his the bar was then raided and burnt down and pillaged. So Dirk lost his mojo. And he then prayed to Caden Kalian, sort of the god of am I wrong on this? The god of drinking, the god of sort of freedom, the god of ale, wine, and bravery.
Yep.
And
he's like a frat
correct.
boy.
Yeah. So if Caden Kalian could help him get his mojo back, then he could begin serving dwarven ales and spirits again. So that's why he's out on the road adventuring to find his mojo.
Very nice. To find his mojo, to fulfill his promise to his deity.
That's right.
Spectacular.
I love it.
All right. And you are indeed a sibling, are you not?
I am the younger brother of old Greybeard down there.
Wonderful. Ryan, you're the younger brother of old Greybeard. What do you want to introduce the old Greybeard to us?
Sure. My name is Ryan. I'm from CanadianDice.ca, where you can get dice and things.
Dice and things.
Dice and things and stuff. Tonight I'm playing Dirk's older brother, Yerk. I'm playing a dwarven barbarian. I used to work with Dirk. Unfortunately, when the mojo was raided, I was passed out drunk, not doing my bouncing job, and I feel bad ever since. So I've been traveling along with him, keeping an eye on him.
You owe me.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah. You'll pay it back. You'll pay it back.
I like to rage and hit things.
Spectacular.
As one does.
It's like the barbarian code.
Dirk and Yerk, I love that you have both chosen those names. I'm going to mess them up all night. Thank you very much for that. I'm not going to be confused at all.
Interchangeable, really.
Yeah. It's I the queen mum is gonna come in very much as I'm like, whichever one of you, yeah, that one, yeah, that's gonna happen a lot. And pronouns for Dirk and Yerk.
Well, I think it's he him. But I think Dirk is a cool cat swinger baby, and I think he probably swings. You know, he's friendly.
All right. And Yerk, Yerk. Yes, already I'm getting.
York is he him.
Perfect. And our motley band tonight is rounded out kind of on the general below average height. If we want to introduce our last character here, Viking, who's the last of the group?
Okay, well, I'll start with me. I'm Plush Viking. I build scale model miniatures on Twitch. I post them on Insta and TikTok sometimes under the Plush Viking. And that's all I do. I'm sure I have other hobbies, but even I don't care about them. So I am playing Munch. Who is a goblin. What the heck am I even playing? What am I playing? Who are you people?
Alchemist.
That's the word.
You're an alchemist.
I'm an alchemist. Oh man, that's important. I should probably write that down. Anyway, Munch is an alchemist. I chose to play an alchemist because it's very complicated, and I'm trying to learn the rules. And I figure this will frustrate me the most. I tend to remember hardships better than good times, so as long as I'm annoyed, I might remember the rules. As far as that, Munch has a little companion that he built out of a dead rat and mostly garbage.
What?
Named Tarnish.
That's sketchy.
Yeah, Tarnish. Tarnish is a rat whose hair is actually copper filaments. So he's copper and he's tarnished because, yeah. Anyway, you'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. And you want to know his pronouns are he, him, but mostly people call him it. So, yeah, he looks kind of like a steampunk pimp at 3 feet tall with a rat on his shoulder, usually dirty and eating whatever he finds on the ground.
Spectacular. All right. So yeah, for tonight, because it was a learn to play, we stuck with your ancestries and your classes from the core rulebook. The fun little, just a little book here. We just stuck with the one. Yeah, it's like light reading. Like this is beach reading, right? This is what you take when you're like vacation, right?
It's light reading. Absolutely.
So we're sticking with the core rulebooks tonight. We did not use a free archetype at level 2, which is the Pathfinder 2e versions of multi-classing. We did not do that. And you all built your characters with the ancestry stats that come in the core rulebook, although there is an errata where you can just do base 10 and then add some free stats. But just for clarification, if anyone gets very confused, we are sticking with the core rulebook, printed edition, no erratas. No homebrew rules. The only thing we're using tonight that is not in the core rulebook, just to make it fun, is we're going to use some crit and fumble cards that are they're official. They're the Paizo ones. They're fun to pull.
What could go wrong?
Right? Yeah. And there's in no way is this biased to the fact that the fumble cards have an alchemist goblin on them. You know, so.
Oh, wow.
But
that might be an omen.
Yeah.
They're fun because I think they pull out a lot of conditions that you don't always get kind of in your general play. Pathfinder 2e has some really fun conditions that are different than first edition. So I thought it was a good way to incorporate those into the game. So that's where we're going to start tonight. We are going to start in, you are in the country of Taldor in Galarian. You are in the city of Yanmas. Yanmas is a trading city. It is known mostly for being a stop for caravans. I'm going to share a handout here, a little map that has, so you can kind of see where you're at. This is Taldor. just a little bit of background. Taldor, think like Roman Empire, used to be a massive expanse. They used to control a large part of Galarian, but have since declined. They are also a nation with a lot of nobles and monarchy and such. It's think English knights and things. But they're in decline. Still a very large country, still very powerful. So you are in the city of Yanmas right now, and you are meeting with or talking to a noble. We're just going to take us Sirenscape to city streets, and I'm going to take you to your first map. Feel free to put yourself on the map almost anywhere. Just drop and drag.
Very cool.
So for tonight's adventure, you're all going to be hired. 2 of you are brothers, we know that, but just curious, does the rest of the party, are you an adventuring party newly hired together? Are you all going to this meeting for the first time? Have you been adventuring before? What do you think your group is?
Question: where do I find my token to bring over?
Oh, yes. So you're going to click on your name of your character and just drag it onto the map on your for your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Very wise, very wise. Yes.
No, that is not working. Hold on a second.
You gotta click and hold, and then drag it somewhere
Yes.
onto the map.
Oh,
There you
Didn't work
go.
for me either.
very nice.
Yeah.
I like-
It worked for you.
Lunch
I
is
see you.
on the map.
Okay.
I'm on the
Okay.
map.
Yeah, you are.
Put me
Yep.
there. How'd I
You're right
get
there.
What's going on?
You dropped yourself there.
I'm better than I thought, which is good. 'Cause,
I must say, we look quite good, Dirk.
Yeah, baby. Fantastic.
Yes. I'm just gonna. So this is Munch.
Munch.
Trying to see if
Okay.
I can. Hang on. I'm trying to see if I can focus that
Oh.
part of the map, because that part of the map is not being particularly cooperative. So let me.
My apologies.
No. Don't apologize. We're gonna let me slide this over, and team slideshow. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay.
How does Munch arrive to this meeting in town? This big center building. You're to meet with Lord Vashim. How would you arrive?
That really depends. Do we know each other at all? How did we come across this data that this is where we have to be? We were talking about that, and then it kind of.
Yeah, you would have been. You're level 4, so you're someone that has skills. You're not maybe noteworthy or famous or anything like that, but word of mouth would be that you're a capable individual. So you've been set to meet with Lord Vashim. You haven't technically taken the job yet, but your name was passed along, or you applied, and he has agreed to meet you just after the noonday meal today. So do you want? Are you a group that arrived together or separately?
What do you say, peoples?
I think for ease, maybe
Yeah.
together. I think, but if you
I would
don't,
say together.
if you don't want to, that's fine. But
Munch is
I don't know if I
usually-
want to know you short people.
I know you're very tall. It's very groovy, baby. Yeah, baby.
Well,
Yeah, we didn't talk about this ahead of time.
no, we did not. We're making it up as we go along.
Could we have maybe?
That's all right.
Could we
That's
maybe
called
like just
role-playing.
say we've met on the road to this city, and it's like
Or
Absolutely.
it's one of those like you're going to see the Lord. Hey, we're going to see the Lord. Wait, we should go together.
Yeah. Can that just be
Yep.
we did it in town, not like on the road? Because it could be. Is he looking for adventure?
You could all-
Is that the deal?
Be meeting each other for the first time at this meeting. That'd be fine.
Because if he's putting on bulletin boards and stuff, or however how were we contacted, Mumsy?
Yes, there would have been if you're an adventurer, you're looking for hires. There would have been kind of an official notice that you would have then sent a letter to or inquired at the office, which is this building in the middle here, and you would have been approved to have a meeting today at the noonday meal. And again, you're all can be arriving at the same time. That's not a problem. Yeah. So I was just curious, like, does Munch arrive?
Individuals showing up and the two brothers together, all done their own stuff, showing up right now is probably cool too.
Do you want to do that?
Perfect.
Nobody's arguing?
No, I'm cool with that if you want to do that.
That's not a problem at all.
Me.
Perfect.
All right.
There's 15 minutes gone.
All right. Sugwin, I'm pronouncing that correctly, right?
Suglani.
Sugwani.
Okay. I'm terrible at fantasy names. It's a very good job for me to be a GM. This is wonderful.
I'm terrible at
Sugwani.
them too. Suglani.
Glani.
Do you arrive with your companion animal out? Are they staying behind?
Yeah, she's a fox. She's kind of like a little puppy. She follows me around.
She's very groovy, baby.
Very groovy.
Kind of
Spectacular.
like Dirk following me around.
What?
What?
Come on. Don't be like that.
What?
All right. We have Dirk here
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Very nice.
He
With,
definitely looks very groovy, baby.
With my mug in hand. My holy
Oh,
symbol.
yes. Of course.
It's a drinking horn.
Last but not least, Ryan, I'm slightly disappointed that you didn't roleplay or cosplay the Mohawk. The beard is spectacular, though.
It's under head.
Oh, okay.
Flat on side.
Spectacular. Wonderful.
I can't
So that
you
is
can
the party.
You can see side, but not middle. No,
So Munch
I
would
forgot.
show up.
I forgot to
Eating.
put pipe in picture.
Munch is munching.
My bad.
Munch is going to show up eating something that's nondescript and possibly smelly, and sharing it with a little rat on his shoulder, while dressed in a full-length trench coat with a jaunty chapeau and aviator goggles.
Spectacular.
Crusty goblin.
Well,
So the eating something nondescript, that's a little bit of a foreshadowing. Do you want to share what kind of goblin you are?
oh, I'm an iron gut goblin, which means I
Yeah.
literally can eat pretty much anything that was biological, as long as it's not overtly toxic. And even then, I get saves against that, so I can just. So anything you drop on the ground, the bones left over, he'll take them, bust them off, suck out the marrow, feed the rat. He's always going through garbages as well.
Forgive me, but I feel like this is very apropos for an alchemist to be an iron gut that gets a bonus of saves, because I can kind of imagine you almost like licking your fingers after you've made like a formula or something.
Yeah, that's why his specialist is mutagen, because he's probably mutated himself before he got his skills.
Let me just check my spells to see if I took cure disease here.
I can do it. I got an elixir on purpose.
That's good because I can't.
saw
He's
that
not
coming.
allowed to cook for us, right?
He doesn't
you're-
cook, he just eats it raw.
Oh god.
We have one
Everything
cat
is
in
I was gonna say ceviche. That's it.
No, just raw.
Yeah. So yes, you arrive, noonday meal in hand. Apparently, the brothers are coming along as well, and able to see over the tops of all of them is Sugwani. And this is the city of Yanmis. Yanmis it's busy. It's a trade city. There's lots of caravans. There's a desert on one side. There's a river on another. It's kind of remote, but it's a fairly decent sized. It's a small city. It is everything that you'd probably want if you are a city person, and it's kind of not far from very remote areas if you are not. So yeah, I'm gonna just take you. Feel free to move yourselves into the building here as you are arriving on time. Everyone's on time, yes?
Oh, I'm always fashionably late.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right.
On time adjacent.
Oh, and building. Okay.
within, with. eh,
Yep. Nope.
Oh.
Feel free to move yourself into the building.
Well, we got to go through the front door, people.
Yeah,
Where's the front door?
over here.
Oh yes, my apologies. I didn't actually put the door.
That's
on.
okay.
The front door is
Oh,
here, but
I went
there's no
through-
door part of Roll20.
I went through side window.
So
You're standing on a table.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I think that's bookshelves. Is that
Um,
bookshelves?
Hello, everyone. My name
Yeah.
is Munch.
Oh,
Who
those are
you
bookshelves. Okay.
as you arrive, you are greeted by a number of clerks and secretaries and scribes. This is a busy place. People are coming and going. The doors are kind of always partially propped open. There's tables for people to write. There's a lot of ledger books. All of these. This is not a library for leisure. This is a working library. You know that this Lord Vashim oversees a lot of trade in town and a lot of accounts. They are not the lord in charge of Yanmis, but Taldor as a whole is just they are overrun with nobles. There is nobles, so many nobles. So it's not uncommon for there to be more than one noble in a town. But yeah, this is their office. This is where they're working out of, and there's a lot of people here. Someone greets you each at the door and says, are you here for the meeting with Lord Vashim about an adventuring company?
I think
Oh,
Munch is
unable to hear.
Nope, still unable to hear.
Gonna.
And there,
Hang
now
on.
we have you.
Let me just fix this here. Is there gold involved?
Yes, Lord Vashim does indeed pay the people that he hires.
Yep, that's
After
why
all,
I'm here.
okay, wonderful. Yes,
For sure,
yes.
for sure, we're here. I am Munch.
Charmed, I'm sure. Right this way, and they lead you.
They leave you hanging. I'm keeping a distance from the dirty goblin.
I just look
So-
down at the goblin and I'd look him up and down, but I can't really look too far up.
Lord Vashim leaves a room in the back and walks towards you as they are told that their meeting is there, and they say, welcome to my office. Can I interest any of you in a cold beverage on this hot day as we discuss business?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Wonderful.
Bring cold beverages
and-
that I might bless them in the name of Caden Kalian. You do
Oh.
all drink, right?
Well, of course. I mean, what noble with his salt can't drink some good wine? I guess, yes. I mean, it is Caden's drinks, of course. Come. And he brings around a small tray of some chilled wines, and they're perhaps not the size that a follower of Caden Kalian would appreciate, but they're wet and they're alcoholic.
It's okay,
is-
baby. Let's
The
have
cup
a
size
drink.
for little man.
Pour wine
All right.
into hand, slurp out of hand, feed to rat.
Would you like?
Ah,
would you like a cup?
Is it a carafe or a bottle? I'll just take it.
No, you were. I find it best not to mix too much indulgence with my business. Perhaps, yeah. Let us, of course, get straight to business as things are. And he's going to lead you into the office in the back. Yes, all right. So in the back, you see that there is a more private room. It is it's not splendid. It's not got crazy wealth, but it is nice. Everything about it is furnished well. And you see that there's another rows of books and such. And as he sips on his wine, he's like, please forgive me. Of course, this is Caden's drinks. And of course, all the good gods should have their due, but this is generally a place of Abadar, and I think that maybe any further blessings ought to remain outside of these walls. Is that all right with yourself, cleric?
It's very stiff in here. You need to lighten up.
Yes.
Just a touch. Just a touch. Maybe
Well,
maybe
you
another
see-
drink.
If I didn't have issues, I wouldn't
Oh,
have
yes,
to
of
hire
course.
adventurers.
No mixing drinks, pleasure. Yes. Business then, so we may
Yes.
drink more.
Yes, to business. That is something I can get behind. And he will kind of like cheers to that, take a sip, and then turn to all of you, and he's like, so yes, to business. I have a town that I have interests in. I have received some disturbing reports, and as much as I would like to chalk them up to remote villagers and imaginations running wild and such, I received just enough of them, and I've received counsel from some of my local clerics that perhaps they need to be investigated in because, of course, is an investment. I have invested in this town, and I wish to see it be fruitful. GM talk here. If at any time you want to make any rolls, please let me know. If you want to do something like an insight check, or that would be a secret roll that I, the GM, would make and tell you what the outcome is. If you want to make religion rolls about Abadar, if you want to make society rolls about what do you know about Lord Vashim, about Taldor, anything like that, please feel free to interrupt, and we'll make those rolls, and I will talk you through everything. But for right now, he basically says, like, there's a town to the north, up the river, that I have invested in, and they seem to have troubles. They have... The individual that I have put in charge of running the town, the de facto mayor, if you were, has told me that the townspeople are upset, that there has been reports of things in the woods, as it were. Now, again, remote people, scary things. For all I know, it's a grizzly bear or something. But my head of the town guard, who I, again, believe her to be quite trustworthy in her abilities, has informed me that indeed some unusual things have been found around town, a couple of sightings of something in the woods that could not be identified, and that there are many bones about. I don't know, bones in the woods that appears to be... Anyways, the guard tells me that perhaps it is something of a magical, occult, demonic, I don't know, something that one does not just simply shoot with an arrow. So they have requested the assistance of someone or peoples who may know things about things. I don't know. You are, of course, a group who has dealt with the less than natural, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
I myself am less than natural.
Did you say grizzly bear? Are they not natural?
No, I say I wrestled grizzly bear many times.
Yes.
Possessed.
All
They're
right.
possessed grizzly bears. That's what he meant to
Oh.
say.
Oh, of course. All right,
Take
all
off
right.
shirt, you put on oil, you wrestle the bear.
Oh
No?
my, is that how it's done?
Yes.
Dirk puts down his glass
Oh,
of
my.
now empty wine, and brings out a flask and like motions if anybody'd like to hit it. Like,
Well, I mean,
Yes.
clearly I
Yeah,
defer
not-
to your expertise.
munch, your hands are dirty. Give me your cup.
Is it
Yep.
particular to the type of oil? Is it like a holy oil that one wrestles a possessed grizzly bear with?
Generally, avocado.
Avocado oil. Oh my. All right. Very.
This is why I lost my mojo. This is exactly why my mojo is gone. Rustling
Oh,
grizzly bears with
sir, I
avocado
mean,
oil.
a dwarf of your age. I'm sure it's something one could get back.
Good for skin. Makes you look younger.
It's a bar.
I w-
It's a bar.
I don't know what all
I
of these
don't
short
necessarily
men
need
are
a
talking about,
description of your mojo.
but
It's a long bar.
what exactly
May I
do you
make-
mean by they don't know what is out there?
Long but very thin.
Yes, sorry, of course. And he seems to shake his head a little bit as he's gotten off topic here.
She's
Sorry.
shaking her head right with you.
He pulls out some letters from a drawer and he says, okay, so the quarterly report from the mayor has said that, yes, nope, you don't need to know that. All right. Oh, the townspeople are
Excuse me,
generally
We don't need to know something?
no, it is a quarterly report from the de facto mayor. He's telling me about the improvements and the roads and the weather.
Your investments
Yes.
in the roads.
In the town in the entirety. It is a frontier town. It is a town that did not exist before, and I have helped facilitate it, and as such, I wish to get an investment out of it. So, what the de facto mayor has said is that the people are having nightmares and seeing things in the dark, general unrest, and yes, general unrest, and they don't wish to go out and leave the town much, to the point that some of them are thinking of leaving town, which would be very not beneficial for one who is attempting to have an economy. And then he flips to a different letter, and he
Yerk
says,
and I specialize in things in the dark.
It's all very
Oh.
confusing. You just tell me who wrestled.
okay, but I don't know. So that is part of what I'm getting to. So the guard has said that they've seen figures that don't appear to be of natural, but we're not able to identify. Seen at night, strange tracks and trails, and bones. Many bones, apparently of an unnatural type. I don't know. I don't quite do the
He keeps saying
tracking for stuff.
Yerk. He keeps saying unnatural and investments.
Do they send any pictures or descriptions or anything along with these?
No, so the last letter that I received is from a cleric again, but this one of Gozra. He says that he feels called to be there. His God has placed him there to keep the balance of people and nature and yada, yada, yada. But he feels that there is a disturbance in the natural way of things, not caused by the town and the sentient beings up there. He feels there to be a darkness and a doom, and he wishes to assist with that. So here's the deal. I will pay you all 20
business.
gold to split. Yes, business. And he starts pulling out sheafs of paper, and he's got 4 of them. And he says, I will pay you all 20 gold, so you split that how you see fit, but one would assume 5 gold each, to get on a boat, go up there, tell me that everyone is just over-imaginative and letting this wind in the trees scare them, and then you come back. Or go up there, find out what the problem is, deal with the problem, come back, show me proof, show me how you did it, and I will pay the group 100 gold. With expenses covered.
What kind of expenses?
I have a ship ready. You will cover your room and
Drinking
board.
expenses?
I will give you a daily stipends. And he starts putting footnotes into the 4 pieces of paper that he pulled out.
I'm gonna
and you realize they're contracts.
I'm gonna be on my tiptoes trying to make sure, see if I can see what he's doing.
Yeah. So, my apologies. Munch, you wanted to make a roll. The first roll of the night.
Yeah, I was kind of curious if any chance Munch has learned what exactly his holdings are to put him in a better bartering position.
Yeah, if you would like to roll a society. So in Pathfinder, or Pathfinder 2e, there you have a number of skills. Some of them overlap. So you tell me what you would like to roll, what you would like to know, and I will tell you, depending on what you roll, what you know. So something, for example, like a dragon, if you chose to roll Arcana, because they are a magical creature, magic is natural in this world. So think of Arcana as like biology of magic. It is something that can be studied and it's natural in this world. Dragons are naturally magical creatures of this world. You could also roll a knowledge nature to see what do you know about this natural creature in this natural world. You could roll society to see how do dragons and society interact, things like that. So you tell me what you would like to roll and I will tell you what you know depending upon that roll. And if you're completely out to lunch and you can't convince me that you want to roll stealth to see what you know about dragons, I will tell you that you can't roll it.
So Munch wanders around and does a lot of tinkering. That's his main actual job. So I'm seeing if I know what this man's business is in order to maybe have some pull at the other end or pull at this end to... don't want to say extort, but that extort more money out of him. Yes.
Yeah, influence the negotiations. That's fine.
Sure. Let's
can I do social as well to see if do I know if this man is like, does he have the money to actually pay us, that sort of thing?
Absolutely, yes.
Would that
Also,
be
I just want
society?
to clarify. That would be society as well. I just want to clarify one thing, though. In Pathfinder 2e, you can choose to aid another player if you want to on a roll. So you would make the same roll as them, and usually the DC is around 20 to aid someone. So if you choose to aid someone, you could add a +1 or a +2 if you succeed or critically succeed. But if you choose to aid and you fail or fumble, you can actually impede them. So you can make your own checks if you want. You could choose to aid someone if you wanted to as well. And this is a really fun part, I think, about Pathfinder 2e is that 10 above or 10 below the DC that you're attempting to get is a crit or a fumble. So if the DC is 15 and you roll a 25 without it being a natural 20, you have critically succeeded. So you might get, in an aid, you would get a +2. In other things, there's different conditions in crits. But 10 below, so if you rolled a 5 and the DC was 15, you have fumbled, and thus negative things can happen. Of course, a natural 20 will move something up in the conditions. So a nat 20 turns a success into a crit, and a natural 1 turns a fail into a fumble. So that is crit and fumbles in 2e. So it's not just 20s and 1s anymore. So keep that in mind as you are doing this. But you can roll your own roll if you want, or you can aid.
Do you want me to aid you much?
No. I just... No, thank you.
Okay, fine.
I will just
Screw
roll.
you, Goblin.
So you want me to... Rude. So you want me to roll on society.
All right. Perfect. So Dirk rolled an 18 and Munch rolled a 12. Munch, you have never invested in a town before. You're not sure. You did not fumble, so I'm not going to tell you something crazy. But you have no idea what holdings are in a town.
No problem.
Dirk, you with an 18, you would have heard of Lord Vashim. And clearly just looking around, he has a business of sorts running. So one would assume he'd be able to pay. And the fact that he's pulled out contracts, which of course he will want you to read, suggests that he is indeed very serious about his business. Now with that, you don't know if he's to the extent of his personal wealth, but it does appear that this is going to be a kind of by the book paid job. Nothing here seems like it's going to be an issue so far.
Dirk, what these papers say?
Can I look
Are
at
you
them?
canonically telling me that Yerk can't read?
What?
Can Yerk read?
No, just let me know if canonically if you can't read.
Gary.
Oh, perfect. All right, I'll just make a note of that for no particular reason.
I can. Munch reads 4 languages.
Yes,
Four
no, please
languages.
look over the contracts, and you see at the bottom of each of them, he's said that there is a 4 gold piece stipends for food and drink per day.
Oh, that's not gonna last.
The rest of the contract, though, says that if you go and you investigate and there was no issue to deal with, that basically you'll be paid the 20 gold piece as a group to be divided as you see fit. And if there is an issue and you prove that you've dealt with the issue and that it does not reoccur within a fortnight, so that you've dealt with the issue and it's not going to come back for at least a fortnight, that you've completed the contract, he will pay you 100 gold pieces plus your expenses, which includes a boat trip up to Brittlemouth and room and board while you're there, and the amendment to the 4 gold pieces per day in food and drink.
So we kill thing. It doesn't come back for 4 nights. And
No,
we're
a
okay.
fortnight. A
Fortnight.
fortnight.
Fortnight. Yes,
You
yes.
piece of
a
granite.
fortnight.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
This is
Now,
why you read-
you will find that this document is indeed binding, and you will also find that the guards, the city, the River Watch will enforce it. That the Horse Watch will enforce it. That you will be unable to find rest within the borders of Taldor should you attempt to pull the wool over my eyes, perhaps, as they
I'm
say.
gonna call bullshit and try to guess that. Are they legally binding? That's a pretty big statement someone just made to Munch. Seeing
Quick
how
question.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Are you wanting to do an insight to see if he is bullshitting you?
that's probably the best because I don't have any law training.
Okay. So an insight check I make secretly. What is your perception modifier?
Oh, I have to find that now, don't I? Perception modifier. It says 1.
Okay.
It
So your
shouldn't say
modifier
1.
is +1?
Yeah, that's my wisdom mod. Yeah.
Okay. You're not trained in perception? Oh, you've gone muted.
He's not trained in computers either.
I got a phone ringing on my end. I'm trying not to be rude.
Oh, okay.
And yes, I am trained in perception,
Is
you
that your
mean
fax
people.
machine going off there? Buddy?
Okay.
No, not yet.
So it should be a +4 at least then.
Well, the number says 7 here.
7. Okay. Yes. All right. That makes sense. All right. So with that, Munch, you are sure that you could take the money and run.
Okay, thank you. I'm not telling any of these people, especially that idiot who can't read.
I will say I probably just can't read common. I can probably read.
Okay. This
I can read Common,
this
Dwarvish, Elvish, Goblin, and I know Orcish as well.
this contract is in Taldorian, Taldarian, and Common. And it does say in Common, direct translation in Taldane. You know, it's a very good contract. It says differences in interpretation of languages are not to be disputed and to be kept to the spirit of the contract. Yada yada yada. So he's very good with his contracts, and he's kind of like so. The ship that I have ready, full of supplies for the town, leaves at dawn. So I really do need to know if you are the group that I will be sending, or if I should continue with my meetings that I have immediately after this. And he's finished his drink, and he set it down. He's like, the ship will go to Brittlemouth, dock for a week, and you have a week with which to rectify this situation. And again, if it's nothing and you've investigated thoroughly and found it just to be the idle imaginations of rural people, you get paid gold and you had a holiday at a remote growing location. Tell your friends.
Hello, friends. Come on down. So we just signed this, and that's guaranteed that we will be taking part. Correct?
Indeed, yes, and of course, showing up at the dock tomorrow to the Crimson Dawn, and it's Captain Red, and you'll be good to go.
Captain Red of the Crimson Dawn?
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Too much red.
Yes, it's rather on the nose, I know, but some people aren't great at naming things, it appears.
Fair.
Okay.
Well, if you two are willing to work with my brother and I,
Woo.
that would be smashing,
Sexy.
baby.
Definitely willing to work with you two. She looks to her right,
Yes.
I suppose.
You have an issue with me, milady.
Ooh, milady.
You will
Well, I
find
suppose
that
the
am
issue is
far-
not as bad now.
You will find that I am vastly more intelligent than I appear. It is a subterfuge that has served me well over the years. Or, as I like to say, goblin eat garbage. And he walks out, grabbing something off the table and biting into it, even if it's not food, like a piece of paper.
With that comment, he just totally won her over because she likes people that are outcasts and don't fit in. So
He's a strange looking great man.
Oh, wait until you see
Oh,
Oil
right.
Me up here. You'll love him.
oh boy.
I will sign.
Yeah,
I will sign
Oh,
mine
yeah.
for sure.
Oh, she's
quills and
signing
ink,
already.
please. Yes. No, not the good, not the good quills. He just ate a serviette. No.
If
He didn't eat a serviette.
if the wine bottle is not finished yet, when I go up to sign, I'll just casually take that and drink from it and sign.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So because Munch sells the bit, he also signs all contracts with his left hand, and he's right-handed. So
If anyone else wishes to make any rules, let me know at any time. But yes, otherwise he will. Yeah. Well, I was going to cheers to your upcoming adventures, but indeed,
by all
enjoy
means,
the rest
by
of.
all
of-
means, I point the bottle.
So
at him.
Glani will cheers with him because she's only had a sip of her wine.
If you're not going to
Keep
finish
the
that,
contract.
Saglani, you can always.
Yes.
I just draw an axe on the contract.
Yes. The mark will. Your mark will be binding. That's sufficient. And of course, I would then be bound to pay you as well. So
Excellent.
all right. To fair winds and good adventures. And
yes.
please don't allow the doors to injure your backsides as you leave.
I'm going to pat his backside as I leave. I'll just be like,
Oh my.
see you soon.
Oh. All right. Bye.
So I
Really,
wanna
where
be
do you find these people to hire? I don't understand.
Can I? Is there silverware?
Smack him in the moneymaker.
Can
It is
there
an
be less-
office of sorts.
Okay. Well, he said he had nice.
Are you
quills.
wanting to-
Can there be less nice quills when we all leave?
Yeah.
He
Do
was
you want to
distracted
be?
by the ass slap?
Absolutely. Would you like to make a stealth roll, or are you just simply filling your pockets?
Well, I have a subtle thief skill.
I think it's less
You
slap
do.
and more cup. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm using it as a distraction. So,
No.
yeah, I'm just gonna try to yoink it and leave.
You must be careful. He is quite handsy.
So
Well,
it
he
does
is
say
distracted.
subtle thief. It says when you successfully steal something, observers, creatures other than the creature you stole from, take a -2 circumstance penalty to the perception DC to detect the theft. Additionally, if you first create a diversion,
Which one is me?
using deception. Well, someone else did that. Taking a single palm or an object or steal action doesn't end your undetected condition. So,
If I was
Could I
yeah.
use those?
So you still have to make a roll for it.
Could I
Yeah.
roll performance in my butt slapping to assist him?
Oh, it was good enough. He got flustered.
I was gonna say, do
wanna
you
assist
want
just to see
to
if I can
roll, or is it
fail.
a diplomacy check?
I don't know if an ass slap is diplomacy.
You tell me. Are you trying to impress him with your, or is this you're trying to get to know? Or do you want to become Mr. Lord Vashim?
Sure. Let's just go with diplomacy.
All right.
I mean, rightly so.
All right, roll me a
Rightly so.
All right, a 10.
Boy.
He.
Perfect.
Is this a dwarven thing? I'm. All right.
I give him the wink. I give him the wink and the gun.
I can guarantee you not dwarven thing.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad there won't be a second one. And sure enough, Munch, you're able to palm some. If you wanted, you could palm some good quills. There would also be a very nice ornate letter opener as well.
I don't really need either of them. I'm just keeping up my skills.
You
I'll take
and
the
dude.
quills.
Perfect.
I'm sure I can eat the feather or use it in something later.
They're very nice raven quills. They're very sharp and black and fine looking.
Awesome. They will be
All right.
They will be on my chapeau when we leave town.
Was there anything else you wanted to roll or ask before you are very quickly ushered to the door by someone other than him as he keeps his backside to the wall from now on?
No, we've all signed and we're all a group. Are we now a
Spectacular.
group? Are we now a party of adventurers, as it says, as such?
Do you? Yes.
It would seem so.
We all
Don't you
signed.
Yes, I was just confirming.
What?
So, I think it would be advantageous for us to all stay in the same establishment this evening so we can leave together.
Oh, you dirty little. Do you mean the same room?
I did not imply the same room, the same building and establishment.
I'm going to need another drink. But I
would
like what
need
you're putting
several as
down.
well. Please, I'm not picking it up. Don't.
Well, we'll
so-
find a place. I can tell you about
not-
my tavern and inn, the Mojo.
Okay, I'm going to assume that Munch, having lived here most of his life, knows a relatively less than disreputable inn somewhere near the docks.
Is Munch from Yonmas?
I can't see why not. He doesn't
Sure.
travel very much.
Absolutely, yeah. So
So-
yeah, no, you would know the area. You could know the city fairly well. You could
I
even
left it open.
have your own private place here if you wanted.
That might be true, but I don't want these people to know where it is. I just met them.
Fair enough.
You just
All
stole
right.
from him, and we're the sketchy.
It's a perspective. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Is there
So-
anything anyone would like to do or say? Anything you'd like to roleplay the evening, or should we all like leave that behind curtains and you can make innuendos about it later?
Yeah.
Oh, I like.
Munch
is
I
in
love
the room.
innuendos.
Yeah. I bet you like things in your end, though.
Oh boy. Other than getting
Innuendo. Innuendo.
That's what I said. In your end, though. I heard you.
Ah, yes.
I give up.
You asked. Mostly Munch is gonna, and he just needs a room because I'm gonna put together a couple new things for the morning, and probably don't want these people around knowing exactly what I can do. So my own room.
Yep. You
guys
guys,
gonna
there
stay in the
is
same
lots of
hotel?
places in town you could stay. And again, these expenses are covered so you would kind of pay out of pocket, keep a receipt, bring them back. Does anyone want to roll me a religion check? Because you mentioned Abadar a lot, and I just want to.
I can do
Nope,
that.
okay.
Not me.
I can do.
Yeah, not me.
Okay. So Dirk knows that Abadar is basically the god of commerce, of economy.
Like
and one of the
banks.
things about Abadar is that you're supposed to bring civilization to the frontier. Like that's one of the edicts. They are anti-slavery. They're anti, not paying fair wages. Basically, if capitalism was actually benevolent, that would be Abadar.
Okay.
Don't you telling me
Munch.
all these drinks-
That's
But
That's his
I mean, in
deity.
my opinion, it's far too like in my own teachings of faith. I feel like it's far too. There's too much paperwork. There's a lot of like rules, and it really puts a damper on the party. Nobody goes, "Hey, that was a great party."
Doesn't run. Yeah, Abadar doesn't align with Caden at all. However, it does not run counter either. Like you wouldn't have. This doesn't break any of your edicts. Sorry, Yerk, I missed. What did Yerk say about?
No, I was just saying to ask Dirk if all these drinks are tax deductible.
They will be.
Oh,
I mean, when
All
did you
right.
start worrying about taxes, Yerk?
I heard the word somewhere. I wasn't sure what it
You
meant.
were a bouncer. You're not my accountant.
Okay,
I
maybe
could be.
we just get drunk and start a fight.
Yes, I like this.
No, this is.
Shall we?
bad. No,
Yes,
I'm going to my room.
I would like to get drunk, and if anybody steps, I'll hook 'em up.
If anybody steps, hook them up. Hook them up, dude. Have at her, Yerk.
Just
Okay.
excuse me while I kick you all out of the town or of the
Get
place.
very drunk, and I oil myself up in bar and challenge anyone to wrestle.
I am with quite the crew. Mumsy, are you going to be worrying about this? What we're actually paying here, or we're just going to assume that we're just going to blank slate it when we get back?
No, we'll blank slate it for now. Since this is a learn to play, I don't want to be like nitpicking the gold and silver and coppers.
Open bar
Fun
tax
fact:
is what you tell me.
Pathfinder, it's works very well for us Canadians. It's very metric in the fact the money 10 coppers is 10 silver or is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold.
We never
It works well
mentioned
for
that
us.
one of the things here is not like the other. Looking at you, Suglani. Okay.
What?
We don't talk about that.
We're separated by the, what is it, the 49th parallel? Maybe.
My family background is French Canadian. Does that
No,
does
that
that
is
count?
not the improvement.
No,
That is not
no,
the good-
that-
God, it's the Big Bang. What the hell you talk about, you?
Oh, anyway.
Sorry, I'll be all right.
I drink well past my 4 gold stipend. Stipend.
Uh-oh.
If you get the receipt, it does indeed say more than that, but you know that you'll only be going to be able to claim.
Well,
that's,
if Suglani isn't a heavy drinker, then I just sort of order in her behalf.
I won't drink either.
We'll make it look good on paper.
I drink whatever
Okay.
fluid someone puts in front of me.
Yeah.
I like it.
Is there vinegar? I can drink vinegar.
Oh,
I'm good.
no.
You know that you're probably going to have to make a deception check for this eventually when you go to get paid out, but I'm just going to make a small note of that. Don't worry about it. Enjoy.
I'm not.
Go
I
to
have
bed,
questions about
Goblin. Go to bed.
constructing things and using my elixirs for the evening.
Absolutely. So we're going to do a night's
Yeah.
rest. No one was injured, but if you had any spells, they would reload.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, nothing bad happened, but so if I make like an elixir of life, it lasts 24 hours, correct?
Yes.
And we're going to be on a boat for a couple of 3 days.
2 days.
Yeah. So I want to make probably a half dozen or so of those for tomorrow morning. So
Sure.
how do use small
So-
words?
So you are an alchemist. You get daily reagents for your daily preparations. You can do a 2-to-1. So one reagent will make 2 things. Because you're doing it prepared. If it is your alchemy specialization is mutagens, in which case you get a 3-to-1 from your daily reagents. And if you want to save any of your reagents to use quick alchemy, you would then get a 1-to-1, but then you could make something in combat. that would be your, because you have the quick alchemy feat. So that's kind of how you allot things out. So think of it the equivalent of like a spellcaster. They only have so many slots. You only have so many reagents for your daily allotment.
So I have my full daily. I haven't used any today.
Yes. So it'd be a new day. So you would have you'd have all of that. Our cleric would be praying, assumingly, to Caden, or however your devotion to that deity would look. What does our... Is it a prayer or is it a shot?
It's a prayer followed by a shot and a beer chaser.
A very devout follower.
Very important.
Perfect.
Might need an iron gut too. Wow.
So I would just craft, and it should take it off the infused regents.
Yes, roll
Yeah,
20.
not sure.
I'd have to double check that one. Otherwise, you could kind of just keep a
Let's just
little
press a
tally
button
sheet.
and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen?
Oh.
Our barbarian
tip
doesn't have any
through.
daily preparations, I don't believe. No.
Well,
Cleans
he
the
has
baby
to
oil
bathe
off.
to get the oil off.
Very difficult
Does he have
know.
to?
Well, he doesn't have to.
At
I
least
guess.
we know you have a bar of soap in your backpack.
I have 2.
Oh,
I need to know if the oil that you use is a 3-in-1. Is it a body, hair, and a beard oil? Or is it...
Yeah, for convenience sake, the whole thing.
You do seem like those 3-in-1 kind of dwarves, yeah.
Does it have a fragrance?
That's...
Yes,
Beer.
granite.
Granite. Smells like granite.
It's like
Rock and
pumice
stone.
That's all it is. It's just pumice.
I was half expecting you to be like, yes, me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, it
No,
took
strong
the
like rock.
it took the regents off, but it didn't tell me put them anywhere.
Took the regents off. Well, that's... I'm teasing. Took the reagents off. Perfect. Yeah, so then just add it to your daily... Do your quantity formulas for in your inventory.
So it should be, but I shouldn't have lost so many, because if I make 4 of them, you said it's a 2-to-1, right?
Yeah. It
So I
might be
should
more of a roll 20 issue than a...
Okay. So what you're saying, what I'm hearing is that I can get 4 minor elixirs for 2 of my reagents.
Yes.
Perfect.
Because they
I'll
are
just
not
do
your
the math.
specialty. Yes. Okay.
I will just do my
I mean,
math.
I know it's like the only time in tabletop role playing that math is required.
First edition Pathfinder. Come on.
I know. And this is less crunchy.
Right?
Does our ranger do any daily preparations? Do you do a little bit of training with your companion animal?
yeah, I'll do a little bit of training with my companion animal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What does
Yeah.
that look like?
Too.
Good question. I
We could
think
give him a
that
shot with a beer chaser.
No.
We'll teach him how to smoke pipe.
Is it like a fetch? Is it like a go find? Like you hide and they find you? What is generally what would your animal kind of training? Is it just keeping them active, or is it like kind of a skill based thing?
So the train animal feat that I took indicates that you can either select a basic action that the animal already knows, or attempt to teach your animal a new basic action.
Or are you wanting to actively train them on something?
I may just be like playing with her right now.
Sure.
Just for now. So yeah, just like training her to come find me easily, like to follow my scent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Yes. So if you guys are all supposed to be there at dawn, you have like enough time to kind of do your daily preparations. Then if you were staying close to the docks, you wouldn't have far to go.
Okay.
We're just going to go to a new sound
So-
set.
Quick question. Familiar abilities. It says that I pick 2. That works for mine too, because he's technically a familiar that I made.
Yes. Yep. Your familiar, your alchemical familiar has the familiar trait. Yes. So you'd have that you cannot use it to attack. A familiar is not a companion animal.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just using the core rulebook ones here, so.
yep.
That's like a little clockwork rat. What is that?
It's a rat. Technically, he's a rat.
Hmm.
But it doesn't look really like a rat, right? I mean,
What is it made out of?
Rat. Mostly rat.
mostly like 75%.
Like organic or organic rat or
Yes. Yes. Definitely started as a rat.
Started as a rat.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'm following.
Is there an end in sight?
For what?
Well, you said he started as a rat. Is there an ending
And that-
in sight?
And now he is tarnished.
Now he's tarnished, yes. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Just treat him as a rat.
Okay. I
But
usually
don't-
put them
don't
in
rub-
traps, but
Don't rub him quickly. You get sparkles. You get some static. Don't worry about it.
don't worry about it.
Don't worry, I don't plan to pet your rat.
And this heartbeat is very consistent and very fast. Also, don't worry about it.
Also,
And Munch's catchphrase was born. Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about it.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. So, as you are approaching, you're at the docks, and as you're approaching, looking for the Crimson Dawn, this is not the only ship docked at this time. It is a very busy kind of port as like caravans come across the deserts and trade goods. The river, the Verdurin Forked River. To the south of Yonmist, it's kind of plagued by pirates, and there is the river guard that is a little bit crooked and such. But you guys are not going south, and you're not going downriver. You are going upriver, which is going to be kind of a north easterly direction. So it's a busy river, deep enough for ships, trade ships, but these aren't massive seafaring vessels. As you approach, you hear someone talking, being like, "The wind, we're losing the wind, and if they don't show up soon, I don't. This Lord Vashim and his people, and they're just. Why do I take these contracts? I mean, he pays well, but oh my, are you
But
them?
hello.
Hi.
Seem
Yes,
to be talking
come on.
about us.
This is a little bit awkward now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awkward. Dawn, do you see light? Do you see a sun? Sun has risen. Dawn has come. Come on.
Dirk got into the drink a bit last night.
Calm your tone, or you're going to see a moon.
All right. So this is not a pleasure cruise here. Come on. You've been hired
Clearly-
by Lord Vashim, yes?
I'm going to elbow Yerk. I'm like, clearly a follower of Abadar. Clearly.
I'm not sure exactly what that means, but
Do
okay.
you, excuse me, Cleric, do you have an off switch? I can install one.
Me?
And then I just get on the boat.
This
Yes.
Oh, for
This
the
is
love.
Cap-
She just walks on.
Yeah, me too.
Thank
Do you.
you.
Have an off switch? And I just get on the boat.
Is there a bar on this boat?
wonderful.
It's not a cruise.
She just said no.
The only bar on this boat is the one that keeps you from falling over
yanking
the
his,
railing.
I'm yanking
and
his chain, Yerk.
Sorry, I don't always catch the.
Go aboard. I'll salute,
so
I'll salute
he's-
him.
I
Captain!
go first. You keep your hands off my ass.
Did you know you were getting into this, Mumsy?
Oh, so this is not in any way a challenge or me saying that you need to do more, but I would say that you are not the most that I have GM'd before, and I'm
See?
enjoying myself thoroughly, but again, not a challenge.
So chat,
This is
chat needs to simmer down. We're fine.
You give us I'm building to it. Still
I
Building
put
to
you
it. By-
I put you on a new map, and
Okay.
you can see Captain Red, I believe.
My map is black. Why is my map?
My map has not loaded yet.
Oh, my apologies. No, it has loaded. There may or may not be dynamic lighting on here for no particular reason, so please feel free to drop yourselves in the middle of it,
Somewhere.
and you will find yourself on a ship.
Wait, just do that and see what happens. Look at that.
There you go.
Oh, is there a crow's nest?
Oh, I'm in the water. I've had too much drink.
Yes, again, like I said, only bar. That the only thing keeping you on the ship. Just yep. Thank you. Wonderful.
That
Good
is
job.
a really tall mast.
Do you have a swim speed?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
Look, I'm staying on the boat.
Yeah, no, none of you have a swim speed. Spectacular. I'm Captain Red.
Hello, I'm Munch.
Captain Red of Crimson Dawn on the red boat.
Hello, pretty lady.
Whoa. Hi.
Oh,
Sorry.
Behave.
Flattery will only get you so far. Yeah. So yes, Captain Red, my boat, Crimson Dawn. Don't ask. That is Smee over there.
Hi, Smee.
I thought
Smee
you
gives
were
like
you.
a-
Who's Smee? I'm Smee.
I see what you did
One
there.
of the best Peter Pan movies made. Stop it.
Yeah. No, this is the captain. The captain's like, oh, God, landlubbers. Just all right. You have two choices on my vessels. You can choose to either be a sentient creature who has free reign to move around and free reign to help and be of use, or you can choose to be cargo, in which case you stay down in the hold and I don't see your face for 2 days. You choose once and you stick with it. So, which is it? Are we cargo or are we crew?
Is there a crow's nest that I can play lookout in?
There is a crow's nest, yes. It's not on the map, as this is a directly downward angle, but yes, there is a crow's nest here. If you see, you can't see around it.
Could I be lookout for 2 days?
Yeah, as long as I don't have you doing something else, sure, absolutely. You can scurry that green hide up there and enjoy the view.
I will, thank you.
Spectacular. Wonderful. So, one crew. Any other cargo?
If I'm
about
cargo, I
you?
don't get to see your face, right?
All right, your crew. I might start to like you. I mean, it's only a 2-day trip, so I don't know how much I'll like you, but we'll see.
Okay.
What about you, big fellow with the shiny beard? You look like you lift heavy things. Yes?
You'll speak to me?
Yes, you.
Heavy things, yes. Lift.
Spectacular. Like you already. Last but not least,
I'm gonna flay my, sort of like give my jacket a little flip. Maybe put my foot up on a boot up on a barrel like Captain Morgan. I'm gonna be like, I abhor labor. What would you have such a man as wonderful as me do? And then I take a drink.
He abhors labor.
Oh. and she just kind of looks at you and she's like, so
I did not
are
hear
you...
of horror. I'm sorry.
She's like, listen, this is,
I'm a
this
whore
is
for labor.
a working vessel.
Okay.
Yeah, so are you...
Anything that's
Are you gonna help around?
listen, anything that's gentle on the hands, I can do for you.
Oh, gentle on the hands. Are they? Yeah. All right. Okay. This is. I hate this trip already. This
He
is
can probably be a medic.
Smee. Yeah. We don't work with Lord Vashim anymore. I will find another way to pay off my debt. Okay. The Crimson Dawn has been docked for a little bit too long. I have rats. Okay. Happens to every good captain every now and then on every ship. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't like it.
Rats.
Claire might be able to take care of that.
Yeah, that will be the first job. Is that okay for Delicate?
Rat killing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But not this one. Tarnish his friend.
I look around at our party. Like, are we in for rat killing?
They taste all right.
We have a fox.
We have a rat.
All right. I suppose we're killing rats.
I have firebomb.
Spectacular.
Nope, not on a boat.
Do you have some kind of fork or broom I'm supposed to use? What? How does one do this?
You could smash them with that cup of yours for all I care. All I want is not live rats on ship at end of day. And I have a plan.
Can I keep them for food?
Oh, I guess. And she's like,
Thank you.
oh, God. All right. Yeah, okay. I will give you a detailed plan after we take the short break. Mayhaps.
Are we breaking? Let's break.
We'll have our
That was
first
well
encounter
done.
after the break.
There we
I
go.
like that.
Here we go in this house.
Wee.
You are aboard the Crimson Dawn. Captain Red and Smee are there as well. She has given you the gears. She is a no-nonsense captain by the seams. And she has requested that you deal with a problem that she's not embarrassed about. It happens to the best captains. The ship has rats.
Does it though?
So, this is going to be a very controlled encounter. She tells you she wants you to kill some rats. She says, so Smee here is going to go down below deck and set off a small, I hate to say the word bomb, but she's going to set off something that will force all the rats above deck, okay? Once they're up here, yeah, smashy, smashy, whatever. Dead rats. That's what I want. All right, but it panics them. Okay, they get nippy. So you know, I'm not liable for anything that happens to you.
Remind me to talk to Smee and get that recipe.
Smee didn't make it. We bought it back in Yanmas. But yeah, I mean,
I'll take the empty fragments and see if I can reverse engineer.
all right. Sure. You can have my garbage. Yep, absolutely.
Excellent.
My garbage.
Goblins. Jeez. All right. So, congratulations, you made it to your first encounter.
That's shocking, actually. I thought someone
Wow.
would be dead already.
So, if you would like to click on your token, we are going to roll for initiative. So, in Pathfinder 2E, initiative, you can use any skill for initiative. However, it's usually defaults to perception. But if this was something and you were a rogue and you were stealthing up, you could roll stealth for your initiative. If this was a diplomatic, or if this was like a verbal debate, you could roll diplomacy or deception for your initiative. Basically, initiative just, it doesn't necessarily mean combat. Here it obviously does. But you could use, in Pathfinder 2e, you could use any skill. And on Roll20, there's a drop-down menu for it beside your initiative. But click on your token. It will default already to perception. So just roll me your perception for this one as she sends Smee down below deck and says, like, all right, get ready.
Mine didn't. I have a ability called something to do with initiative. Hold on.
Okay.
I have incredible initiative.
Do tell us. Do you want to read that to us?
Incredible initiative.
+2 to initiative rolls. You react more quickly than others. You gain +2 circumstance bonus to initiative rolls. But
Perfect.
it
So
did
roll
not-
your initiative.
It did not.
And did
add-
that it already?
It did not.
Okay. That's all right. I can change that.
I don't think. No, it did not.
Sorry,
Perfect.
what are we rolling for initiative?
So on your Roll20 sheet, it'll already default to perception. That's usually what you're going to roll. And that's what you're going to roll this time as you're just watching, waiting for
Oh,
the
okay.
rats.
Yeah, I had to find the initiative button. We're good.
Perfect.
I still can't find it because I'm.
It is down the right side
is-
under perception.
Underneath all your
Absolutely.
conditions.
Yes.
Perception,
It's-
action, languages, initiative. All right there. I'm glad I'm not as. I'm dumber than.
Perfect. All right. So, okay. We. I will add these guys to
Oh my
ship
God.
as they come.
What?
There's a lot of them.
Yay!
It's fun being the GM. So in Pathfinder 2e, ties go to creatures, unless you have items and such that allow for you to go first or things like that. There's talismans and such. And then if there's a tie between players, we go by who has the higher initiative bonus. Dirk, we will. You rolled a natural 1 on your initiative. By the official rules of Pathfinder, that does not mean anything. You still get your 3 actions and such. However, there's a few homebrew rules out there that we won't be using tonight. But I just wanted to let you know how very nice. And also, our ranger as well rolled a natural 1. So, I mean, this as a GM,
So wait a minute.
I'm very
I rolled
happy.
a
I'm
1
liking
and
these.
still ended up with a 10 initiative?
Yes, you have a +9 to your perception modifier.
I am
Yeah.
High
I'm
wisdom.
gobsmacked by that. Amazing.
Literally.
Pathfinder 2e will have much higher rolls than, say, 5e, if that's what you're used to playing.
Sure.
But yeah. So, we have the sailing music. We won't do anything too crazy as combat happens. Down below deck, you hear this solid, kind of thud, like this thunk, and then this, and you start to see some kind of greeny gray smoke coming out from areas, and you hear down below deck as Smee
Smee's dying.
maybe took a whiff of it, and you just hear Captain Red go, "Here they come!" And sure enough, these rats are going to start swarming up on deck. One might say that they were swarms of rats.
Almost. Yeah.
So, mechanically speaking, that will make some differences, but right now, your characters don't know anything. We are in initiative rounds. You get 3 actions in initiative, plus 1 reaction each round. You can spend your 3 actions however you want. You can attack 3 times if you want. Your first attack will be at your highest bonus, and then you will take your second one will take a multi-attack penalty, and your third will be at your lowest. If you have something that allows you to do more than 4 attacks, for example, hunt prey or flurry or something like that. If you have hunt prey and you do a flurry attack, you can end up with 4 attacks. But the lowest you can go is your third multi-attack penalty. It doesn't go lower than that. Usually it's a -5, -10, unless it's a agile weapon, then it's -4, -8. You can move 3 times. Your movement speed, if it's 20, 25, 30, you can move up to that much each action. So you can move, if it was 20, you can go 20, 40, 60. You can move, attack, move. You can attack, move, attack. You can do them in whatever order you want. Spells will have 1, 2, or 3 diamonds beside them to tell you if they are 1, 2, or 3 actions. That correlates to, are they just somatic, are they verbal, somatic, or an item, usually. So a 1 action cantrip is you just say it. In interact, if there's something you want to pull out of your backpack, if you want to unsheath a weapon, something like that, that is an interact action. So you have to spend 1 action to do that thing. Otherwise, most things are pretty straightforward. You were preparing for this combat, so I'm going to say that you all had weapons at the ready, unless, you want to kind of kneecap yourself. I, as a GM, am entirely fine with that.
So I could have got myself a little frost bomb going.
Absolutely. You could pull out the bomb and have it ready for sure.
Okay. So I would just
we
craft and use it because I haven't made one before.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you would have had time to have gotten that ready. Do we want to have our animal companion on the map as well for our ranger?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Let me get her out here.
Perfect. A couple things to also know about combat. Flanking. You are flanking a creature if you are in melee range with an ally in melee range, and you can draw a line between yourself and the creatures, and only those two creatures are then considered flanking. So those two creatures will then, the creature that is flanked will take a minus to their AC. So I subtract from my armor class if I am flanked, but only to the creatures that are flanking. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's
Perfect.
the same as 1.
Yep. And then some things can't be flanked or can't be flat-footed for flanking. Some things can't take precision damage. You are all tabletop role players. You know that there's lots of different immunities, resistance, weaknesses. We'll go through all those, if it's a thing. You don't know. That was the last one. It is one action in combat to do a recall knowledge, or to do a knowledge check, unlike first edition Pathfinder where it was free. So you spend basically 2 seconds trying to be like, what do I know about this? And roll for it. I give you the information and we go from there.
Okay.
You also have 1 reaction per round. Reactions can be skills that you have. For example, attacks of opportunity are reactions. In 2E, they are much less common than first edition. So attacks of opportunity are less common. I don't think any of you have it. Does our barbarian have an attack of opportunity? Did you take a feat for that?
Nope.
Sorry.
I think we all do, don't we? Never mind.
No, you do not
No.
start with an attack of opportunity.
I'm sad about that.
Only a fighter starts with them at first level. Otherwise, you have to take a feat for it. But reactions can also be used for raising a shield. Using your shield block. So our cleric, you took a shield, correct?
Yep.
If you spend an action to raise your shield in your turn, you can use your reaction shield block to negate damage. You can use a reaction to grab an edge if you get pushed over somewhere or something like that. So, but you only get 1 reaction per round. So if you use your reaction for an attack of opportunity and someone goes to push you off a cliff, you do not get to try and grab an edge. Okay? So, and any questions before we get started?
Just making stuff, so not important.
Perfect. Straight into it then. All right. My furry little friends here come swarming up the deck. They are not happy. They are terrified, and they are acting like terrified creatures. So they are going to move. We have 2 little groups of them here. So the first one is going to move up onto this square here. So 1 action move. Then they are going to bite. They are just going to start nipping at your heels and at your companion animal's heels as well. Can I please, it's called Swarming Bite. I need both of you, please, to make reflex saves against these bites.
Okay.
So it's a DC 17. Ooh, 16.
And I need to bring up Blair's sheet.
No fever.
Seeing as you failed your reflex save, you will indeed take damage. It is going to be 1d6 piercing. Okay. Oh, Claire, critically succeeds. Oh, no, almost critically succeeded that one. So if something says it is a basic reflex or basic save. If you succeed, you take half damage. If you critically succeed, you take none. So Claire will take 2 damage. I am going to butcher this name. I'm sorry. I spelled it out phonetically. Sugwai.
Guani.
Sugwani.
It's an L.
I'm sorry.
It's an L like Larry after the G.
Okay.
Sug Lonnie.
You are going to take 4 damage, and you need to make me, please, a fortitude save, as these rats are disgusting and have filth fever.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I just wanted to get all the mechanics of Pathfinder into this game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. You critically succeed, so you do not get filth fever. Something about these rats, they're rats, like you've been around rats. They're not the most terrifying thing you've faced as a 4th level character. I apologize, and you can retcon this one if you want. I always forget to mention this for no particular reason, and not because I'm a GM who likes people not to use it, but you all have a hero point.
Yeah.
At any time in the game, you can choose to roll a d20 again. So on attacks, saves, any time that you would roll a d20, you can choose to say, I'm going to spend my hero point. You can re-roll, but you have to take the second outcome. So it is not like advantage in 5e. You have to take the second one. However, you can do it after you've found out what the outcome of the roll would be. So you can find out that you failed, that you fumbled, whatever. Also, you can have up to 3 hero points per session. You always start a session with 1. I can give them out for whatever reason, because I'm the GM. And
I love hero points.
they also, you use them or lose them. If you have 3 hero points at the end of a session, you didn't use them, you go back to 1 at the beginning of the next session.
Oh.
So,
And can you still dump 2 of them to not die?
yes, hero points are also used for stabilizing if you get to death and dying. Are we anticipating that already? I'm excited, Munch.
Oh, I'm just
Over
curious.
rats?
As a DM, I just want to know my options.
If we die
Yes,
in the
you-
first encounter to rats, I'm blaming all of
Well,
you.
it'll be
It's not me. It's not
It'll
my
be
fault.
funny.
I'm blaming Munch.
So yes,
Just
you can use
become a
hero
goblin.
points to stabilize if you are if you would have failed a dying roll. So you don't use them until after you would have failed. But yeah, that is that. So that's 2 actions. 1 action, they moved, swarming bite, and then they are going to move up onto the next 2, and that is where they're going to stay. This one is heading this direction, is going to move up to our goblin friend here. Please make me a reflex save as well as they start nibbling at your ankles.
Who? No, not me. That's not nice.
They
Stop
smell
doing
your
that.
rat.
There you go. Have a reflex roll.
All right, fine. That is a critical. You rolled a nat 20, and even if you hadn't, a 31 is going to critically succeed. Yeah. So you will take no damage, as it is a basic reflex. On a success, you take half. On a crit, you take none. You are not exposed to filth fever.
Not today.
How do describe to me, how did you critically, was this a matrix thing, or is this like a Highland fling kind of
Oh no!
reflex?
This was a cowardice half scamper up the mast, which is right there, probably squealing a lot like the rats.
All right. So yeah, so
I
they
kind of
feel like
I didn't climb, but I didn't really not climb. I just kept my tootsies up above them, the mass of roiling in things.
spectacular. They realize
Really
that you are
noble.
not available, so they're going to move on from you, and they're going to move on to the other group here. Your squealing hurt their little ears.
Oh no.
My poor
Woo
little
and
rat
who?
friends.
Oh,
All right,
Way
you're
to go, Goblin.
I can't bomb them now.
Yerk, attack! We unleash the Yerk.
Yes. Yerk.
Time for the smashing.
Smash away. I feel like it's like release the Hulk.
Is it?
I wouldn't go
Move
that
away.
far.
Is it
Kill him and move
action
away.
to start raging?
It's-
Is it action?
Yes, one action to rage.
Okay, I would like to rage.
You have to like think of this as like you have to like either like insult yourself or like pep yourself up to be like, no, I am going to get mad about this.
I punch myself in the junk,
Oh, all right.
Oh my god.
and I take my axe, and I'll
Yep,
do
which
swipe
was already
attack.
out.
I'll do swipe
Spectacular.
attack. Is that, as far as I understand, it's 2 actions to do a swipe attack?
Probably.
Are they in? Or I can just. There you go.
Yes, a swipe. Yep. Swipe is a
Okay,
2 action.
I swipe with a raging weapon.
Okay, so you make a wide arc. Yep. Swipe. You make a wide arcing swing. You make a single melee strike and compare the attack roll results to the AC, of course, of up to 2 foes. So you're trying to get both of these. A
don't
14. No, a 14. Oh, my apologies. A 14 will hit.
Oh.
And you had max damage of 17. So you hit
Another 4 fire damage.
fire damage. Yes, do tell us about your axe that you were swiping with.
It's all that oil.
Actually, the fire damage is actually from my. It's not from the axe. It is from my Dragon Instinct Red Dragon. So when I rage, I do 4 fire damage instead of 2.
Just
Perfect.
So total of 21 damage to both.
Okay.
hit and move away. Hit and move away.
So as you swipe at these rats, and you feel like you hit them really well, or not really well, you feel like you hit them. They're rats on a boat, you know, comparable to fish in a barrel. But you feel like you should have hit them really well. But as you slash into them, you feel like you're not hitting as many as you think you should. But you do indeed see some go down.
Excellent.
Uh,
I think using fire on boat, good idea.
Half
Perfect.
damage from slashing, correct?
You don't know because no one's rolled knowledge on it.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
No, that's all right. This is
Shut up, Goblin.
I'm okay with characters or players talking about things that characters don't know. That's fine. But yeah, you swipe
Move
away.
Move away.
Yerk is out of actions, unfortunately, as punching yourself in the junk to rage and swiping is 2 actions. What does our alchemist want to do?
Not kill people, but nobody's moving.
That's a
away.
good instinct. I like that.
Are you gonna throw a bomb at us?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just trying to place it so it doesn't hit anybody because it's only got a 5-foot radius. So how do they work? Like they land on one spot and then the radius is one around it?
Yes.
All right. And the ones around it don't take, they're not
They.
done by the effect of the item. So I'm going to try to throw a bomb,
Yep.
a frost bomb right there. Right beside the cleric.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Okay. Throw away.
Everything I wanted.
Well, you know,
I know.
Well, you seem like you need to cool down anyway.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Do I make you horny,
Fort-
baby?
Yeah,
Run,
so
baby.
you hit you press the bomb, so you get 14 on that. That will be a hit. But what is your damage for a frost bomb?
it is 1d6. And then so everything in this square gets now a -5 to their speed.
Their movement. Yep.
Yep. and then it does 1d6 damage, no extra bonus or anything like that. So 3 points of damage
Okay.
to your swarm, and the
Yep.
and the 2 dwarves take 1 point each of cold damage.
Indeed.
So as this little vial of something hits the ground and shatters, everything gets kind of white and frosty, and a bunch of rats freeze solid, and you guys get hit with a quick blast of cold air.
And as you hit them, you see some of them do indeed freeze, but like other rats are crawling over top of each other, kind of like scurrying, and like the frozen ones are falling to pieces. So you had the bomb ready, so that's a 1 action to throw it. You have 2 actions left. What else does Munch want to do? Does Munch... remember, it's an action to pull out things, it's an action to move, it's an action to recall knowledge, whatever you would like.
I think you muted Munch.
Okay, so I think what I will do is I'm just going to think about what I know about rats.
You're going to think about rats? You want to make a knowledge roll?
Yeah, swarms in particular.
Sure, yep.
To see if I know a better way than swinging at them and throwing ice at them. So what do you want me to roll on?
This would be a knowledge nature.
Yeah, I don't have that, but that's fine. Carry on.
You can roll on anything, even if you're not trained in it, as you're
that.
part of this world.
Try that.
Okay. A 13, you're not quite sure. You don't know enough to like recall anything specific, unfortunately.
Okay. I know how they taste. That we've established.
And that they don't like your squealing. You have 1 action left. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to get another bomb ready.
Okay.
Right
All
now,
right. So
real
you
quick.
pull quick alchemy.
Yep.
or
quick
pull
like a
one out.
bunny. No, I'm
Okay.
going to do a quick alchemy. I don't actually have any in my inventory. I just have healing potions.
Perfect. All
I
right.
thought
Then
I'd
you
be fine
are.
on a boat.
Great. What does Dirk want to do? Dirk, you got a little frostbitten toes there. What's that? How does he feel about that?
I'm not happy about
Sorry
that.
about that.
I'm not happy about that.
Sorry about that.
But I'm gonna put that away in the library here as possibly a way to chill drinks later. I'm gonna cast.
With the frost vial, or you're just gonna put a frozen rat in them?
Well, no, not the frozen rat. Not the frozen rat.
Oh,
Just the frost bomb. Maybe that's a way to chill drinks.
Rat cubes.
We will
I
I just
see.
imagined a frozen tail as like a stir stick.
Oh,
just
God. Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Of course it does to you, Munch. Of course it does. I think this is a 2-action cantrip, but I'm going to cast Forbidding Ward. It says to ward an ally against attacks and hostile spells from a target enemy. So I'm going to...
Yep. So
sorry, go ahead.
you pick 1 ally and 1 enemy, and it is 2 actions.
Yeah, so I'm going to choose Saglani to be the ally, and then the rat swarm that's all around her and her pet to be the enemy.
Okay.
And then
Yep, they're within 30 feet. That's not a problem.
yeah, and then I'm gonna slash with my rapier at the rats that are around my feet as my final action.
All right.
Does that work?
Absolutely. You would have had your rapier out.
Yes.
And Forbidding Ward gives a +1 to your ally against the
rats.
for your AC.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Roll away.
I'll attack the rats at my feet. Oh,
All right.
I think I did pretty good.
I guess a 26 will hit my rat swarm.
Yeah.
13 piercing damage. So describe to me this with your rapier. How do you stab these rats?
I feel like very like on my toes, very fencing like, and shish kebabbing them. Like maybe 1, 2, 3 as they stack up on the rapier.
I was just about to ask if you shish kebab them.
Yeah, I think
as
so.
you finish off this first swarm.
Oh, nice! And then I'll like in a dashing sort of display, like I do this, so they just slide off and fall off into the water.
But hey,
Very nice.
That's food.
You're not eating those, Munch. You're not eating those.
Spectacular.
They could
All
hold
right, that is your
disease.
3 actions.
Yes, that is my turn.
Perfect. All right, last but not least, our ranger friend. You have been warded against these rats.
Boy.
And you've been bitten by them.
Yes, I have. So I think I would like to use my companion's cry. To take.
What does the fox say?
To take 2 of my turns to give basically one of them to my fox.
Yes. So normally you would use 1 action to command your animal, and they would then get 2 actions. But you're choosing to use 2 actions, thus giving them an additional one. So what do you tell your fox to do?
I say, Claire, have some dinner.
Straight up 3 attacks?
Nom nom.
Yep.
Spectacular. We're going to have our first multi-attack penalties going on here.
Look at that. Fox knows the deal.
Yeah, so you're going to roll away for Claire.
Okay, so she does. Sorry, very small print, very bad eyes. She does jaw melee strikes, so. Did that go?
I don't see it. No. Okay, 16 will hit, yes. All right. So as she bites and does 9 piercing damage, it seems like her mouth just can't get around as many of them. And some of them she's just getting kind of tufts of fur, but some of them go down.
Okay.
Attack
and
number 2.
Number 2. And
Who
these
does
get
number
plus
2
1 to
work
them,
for?
right?
No, they don't get a +1. You get a +1 to your AC against like
okay.
attacks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just to protect you.
Ooh, 22. That'll hit. All right, but it is only 4 piercing damage. So as her head goes full into the swarm, and her jaws should like close around one, instead like just tails kind of like slip out.
Oh no, Claire.
Unacceptable.
Does that add the modifier?
With
for the
that,
attack?
so sorry, can you say again, Ryan?
I was asking if it added the modifier to that roll for the second attack.
No, so you
Or
did
you were-
accidentally press the you accidentally pressed the jaws attack instead of pressing number 2 beside
sorry.
the jaws. No, that's
So-
okay. It still would have been a hit even with the minus.
So it would have been a
Okay.
7. Is what you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, and so I hit the number 3 this time. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
I was going to tell you that. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
Is that,
that
a
is
0?
a fumble.
Fumble!
Fumble!
Yes.
Fumbleowski! Fumbala!
Hey.
So you
we get to
rolled
see
a natural
cards.
1, and you have a +9 to your attack, but then you take a -10 to it because of the multi-attack penalty. We do have the crit and fumble cards. Claire is an animal companion. Generally, my rule is only named characters. I will allow you to decide whether you would like Claire to be able to crit and fumble.
He
Claire's
is
a
a
name.
named character.
All right. First fumble card.
Oh no.
This is an unarmed attack. Oh dear. Okay, so Claire is called Pins and Needles.
Oh boy.
As Claire bit down, she hit her jaw too hard, and she has pins and needles in her mouth. She is sickened 3. So
Oh,
this is
no.
fun.
Oh, that's brutal.
So Sickened. So conditions in Pathfinder 2e often come with a number that correlates to usually the penalty and usually the number of rounds. So sickened, you feel ill. Sickened always includes a value, so it's 3. You take a status penalty equal to this value, so you take a -3 to all your checks and DCs. And you can't willingly ingest anything, so you can't give Claire a potion or an elixir while sickened. You can spend a single action to retch as you attempt to recover, which lets you immediately make a fortitude save again. So basically, Claire can choose to retch on... Claire's out of actions this round, but Claire could choose to retch to be able to try and roll against this.
Oh.
Otherwise, next round it goes to sickened 2. Round after that it goes sickened 1.
Okay.
That's all we needed was a retching
But-
fox.
It's my fault
Yes.
for letting her eat gross rats.
But you still have 1 action left. As you use the 2 actions to command your animal, you have 1 action left. What are you going to do?
I do, so I'm gonna see that those rats made my poor dog feel sick. And I'm gonna throw a dagger at the deck.
Absolutely. Throw a dagger, or are you going to stab with a dagger?
I'm gonna stab with the dagger.
Okay.
So
Oh, you John Wick that with a nat 20 for a 30. Yeah. So tell me about well, I guess. All right, our first fumble and our first crit.
wow.
Nice.
No, that wasn't our first crit. Sorry, my apologies. I didn't pull a crit for. No. We had crit reflex saves. Sorry.
Yes.
All right. You have a dagger that is piercing, slashing, piercing.
Piercing.
This is very apropos. It says normal damage, but the target is sickened 3 as you make these little rats need to vomit.
Everybody's puking. The fox is puking. The rats are puking.
The fox said, "Boop." Then the rat said, "Ugh."
The fox says, "Hoy."
All right. Let me just do a. Okay, perfect. Actually, please, would our ranger like to describe how you've taken your John Wick vengeance upon this rat swarm?
That was easy.
I get down on my knees and follow suit with the cleric and chug 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 chug. Just
Throw them
Toss
overboard.
them off into
Throw
the
them overboard before the goblin eats it.
yes. You don't want to eat these things. Look what it did to Claire.
The fox is
My
gagging.
fault. Your fox is weak.
The fox is weak.
So, in the span of a single round, these rats came swarming up on deck and came at our ranger and nipped at her and her companion animal, and then moved on to the brothers' squares. Our goblin saved reflexes against them, did not get attacked, but then these rats swarmed again onto the ranger and her companion animal. At which point, our axe-wielding dwarf swiped away with a... trying to get some sound effects here. Swiped away and hit both of them with your swipe feat, doing
Hard to
damage.
miss
Our
swarm.
elk... Pardon?
It's hard to miss a swarm. Easy.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
A frost vial was thrown, and ice engulfed many of them, but you also took splash damage, the dwarf brothers did. And then next up was our cleric, who protected your new ally with Forbidding Ward, and shish kebabbed the last of a second swarm. And then last but not least, this ranger and their animal companion did some damage. Jaws closed upon rats until, unfortunately... I was going to say, is it disgusting, or did, like, with the mist, did Claire just get a big hairball of rat?
I would say it's probably a mixture of like she hit a bone and a hairball and yeah.
All right. And you took vengeance upon them, and you are now out of initiative. In 6 seconds, you guys dealt with 2 swarms of rats, and now the Crimson Dawn is rat-free. And you hear this gentle, like...
Rats on a
I
boat.
scurry
All right.
over-
It's not
I
my
scurry
bag,
over.
baby.
I'm going. Any rats that are on the ground here, bits and pieces, into the sack real quick.
Oh boy.
We're watching you, Munch. We're watching you.
I'm cleaning off the deck. Anything, I don't need to put single heads and parts of tails. Mostly intact rats, frozen ones, in the sack.
The captain claps. And is like, all right. Crew it is. You hold your own. And she's kind of like, she had the helm the whole time, and Smee comes up from below like...
I gotta run downstairs.
I'm gonna. Is Smee okay? Can I make a medicine check, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. 23. Yeah, Smee seems okay. They kind of like maybe got like a face full of dust, and you see them kind of like close one nose and like blow it out and blow it out the other one, and then like wipe it on their shirt, and they're like,
Placid.
What you need is a drink of ale. That's what you need. It'll put you
they
straight.
nod, and then they kind of look over their shoulder at the captain, and they're like, later.
I'll allow it.
I'm going downstairs to smell and lick things.
All right.
If I had a nickel for every time I've heard you say that.
Smee needs to go to... No, Smee. Sorry, Munch needs to go down and try to figure out... He wants to reverse engineer that, so he's got to try to find the bomb, and he's got to make sure he licks the residue of the smoke off a few things. He's gonna try
So that is
figure out
going
what it
to
is.
be a crafting check then, as you attempt to deduce this one.
Sure, that sounds great. Now let's make it an actual check and not just an absurdity. I prefer that. Thank you.
That is the Pathfinder way. There is a rule for that. A 15. You lick things, and it's got like some real acidity to it. You've some cayenne. You're like, I don't know. I know that you can like survive anything. I don't know if you enjoy anything, but you're
I'll
like,
spit it out.
yeah, you can get a few of the ingredients, but you're like, I'm not sure if you could put it together.
Okay.
But there's this fine kind of like dust settles down there, and as it settles, it kind of like it seems to like settle. It doesn't stay in the air for any period of time, and you have no unfortunate effects beyond the like burning sensation in your mouth.
You're experiencing a burning
Excellent.
sensation? We haven't even been out to sea that long.
And
Make
it's at
sure
the
you
wrong
drink your
end.
orange juice.
We're not even on sea, are we? We're on a river. What am I saying?
You are on a river, but yes. So yeah, the captain's impressed, and she's like, "All right. Well, you're stuck with me for 2 days, and I'm stuck with you, so we might as well be getting along. Yeah, this is my boat. Don't break it, or you buy it. And trust me, she costs more than even I want to admit. And hold your own around here every now and then. Protect it if we come across anything, and more or less we'll be at Broadmouth. The good thing about this is the wind's at our back, and we'll be going upriver, and that's not a problem. And I'll be there for a week. Then when we come back, we got the current. So, I mean, all in all, it's not a bad gig. If you don't mind what you get asked to haul by Lord Schmoozy Pants. But, yeah. Anyways.
What do you know about Lord Schmoozy Pants, if I may ask?
Lord Schmoozy Pants. Well, he pays well.
Does he pay well?
But you do it his way or the highway. Yeah, I mean, and she kind of gestures to the ship, and she's like, I got me my home out of it, so, indebted to him a little bit, work it off every now and then, take some off the top for myself, and me and Smee do all right. And you see Smee just like Nods.
Clearly, Shmi is a linguist of unmatched talent.
Yeah, can't shut her up.
Well, if you can get us there in a timely fashion.
All right, 2 days. We'll be there. I mean, end of the second day, but you'll be there. I mean, she gives a little smirk. She's like, I mean, Brittlemouth's not exactly going anywhere in more ways than one, but
Have you been?
but she'll.
Have you been there before?
Oh yeah. I do the supply run every once a month, give or take.
Do you know anything about the troubles they're having?
No. Now, and she kind of leans in a bit, and she's like, now, I can't say that I'm real surprised, as they're out in the middle of nowhere, and nobody comes and goes from there, but it just... I don't know. I'm a sailor. Live on a boat. People do weird things when you send them alone for a while. Send a group of them out there for a while. I can't... Ugh. And she kind of like shrugs. She's like, no, that's too many people to be isolated out there. But, I mean, there's the giants that roam the Fog Peak Mountains. They don't really. I've never seen them in Brittlemouth, nor have I heard any issues there. But I mean, that's a thing. They've got one of them scout dudes who's based out of town, and he comes and goes and looking up into the mountains and reports back and sends messages. Blah blah blah. He's one of your kind, the green ones. Yeah.
Like Munch.
Munch.
Yeah. Well,
Munch.
I don't know if anyone's like Munch, but
Fair.
Fair.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
yeah. So I mean, there's the giants in the Frog Peak Mountains, but I mean, everyone knows about the giants in the Fog Peak Mountains. And then I mean, there's
do.
You guys actually probably would.
I would hope so.
There's it's a bands of giants, various tribes. So it's not controlled. The Fog Peak Mountains is also on the border of two nations as well. To the west or to the east is the desert. So I mean, people come and go through there. If you're coming through there, they're trouble. Occasionally orc bands in the past, but again, even they don't come past Brittlemouth. Like, it's kind of the back end of nowhere, really.
Well,
I mean, I don't understand why you'd put a town there.
I like a good back end.
The man seems a little shady. He was willing to just pay us money to say nothing was happening.
He paid you to say that nothing was happening?
He told us if we just gave a good report that we'd get money anyway.
That's true. We don't really even have to go there.
Like, are you like the second, third, and fourth opinion? The fifth opinion? One second, fifth, or something? I don't know.
Well, we don't know about that, but I have every intention of checking it out.
Oh, me too, but still. It was poorly written.
Oh. All right. Well, I mean, what do I know? I'm just the messenger. Well, not even. I'm just the messenger carrier. I don't...
If you want some help with contracts, you should talk to me. I can write something in several languages. Make sure you get a better deal next time. Come, let's talk. I'm thinking shares for the adventuring party.
Well, I can't be going anywhere because I've got the helm, but you can come talk to me. So
Oh, yeah.
Munch and the captain are going to talk about...
Yeah.
Business
I'm gonna try
deals.
to convince the captain that getting in with us and is a far better deal than Lord Pomp and Poop there.
Pomp and Poop.
Roll me a diplomacy there or something else. And while that's happening, does Yerk want to roll me just a random d20 for no particular reason?
Yeah, that's not sus.
I love those.
One of those.
How do you roll a d20?
So go to the
on the
top left.
sidebar.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Oh, man.
Or you
I
can
know. I
type
saw it.
/r
Roll,
ace 1d20.
I do use
Okay.
this program. I just, for some reason, totally forgot how to do everything.
Couldn't be the pipe at
So-
all, could it?
You don't know what is in the pipe.
Nope, I do not.
It is corn cob. Good for the land.
So the day goes by, nothing else happens. Munch, she listens to you, but then eventually you can kind of tell she's kind of tuned you
Yeah.
out, and she's like, yeah, yeah, well, I'll think about it.
I mean, we all
Okay,
do
I'm
that
gonna
to
go
some extent, don't we, Munch?
I'm gonna go sleep in the crow's nest.
Okay. Yeah, the day ends. You guys have cabin. Smee rests during the day and takes over the helm at night at one point, as they are an orc with dark vision. You guys are kind of fed up, bored. You guys can, if you were injured in that event, you can take a night's rest, and everyone should
Yay!
be able to top back up, as you are level 4 and no one took more than 4 damage. Correct?
Is that
Correct.
what? Do we get 1 hit point per level per night of rest? Is that how it works?
A night's rest. I want to say yes, but I always double check.
You want to be sure. That's fair.
Yes, especially as I say it on air. So a long rest. You can spend an entire day. You recover hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, minimum of 1, multiplied by your level.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I have a modifier 2, so I get 8 hit points back from my night's rest. I like that.
Yes.
Ah, I get 4.
I would
Your
get
con
eight
was 1?
too.
Yeah.
You're taking no damage. Don't need to.
You took a point.
I did not.
took
I
a
was
point.
raging, and it was temporary.
Oh, there's that.
1
Oh,
point.
you were raging. Yeah.
Yes. Very angry from punching junk.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Even if you did it yourself, that's just so hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Learning so much about myself today.
So, do tell us, you're childless?
Yes, no children for me.
That he knows of.
Years of raging has left me barren.
Awesome.
Spectacular.
I'm gonna pee.
So, we have the Baron Barbarian, and we have his brother who lost his mojo. So,
Yes.
this is... I see the relation.
There is probably a connection there. You're right.
All right.
So I have to-
Who else? Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was going to say, who else wants to...
I broke the Viking.
Someone talk.
Are you talking about daily preparation stuff?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay.
You're the
All right.
boss. You're the queen.
I was
You
going to
do
say,
it.
who wants to roll me another random d20 for no particular reason?
I will.
Cool.
Boom.
Do it.
There you go. Have that.
Have at ya.
All right.
It is high. Could be good. Could be bad.
Second day dawn's bright and clear, and yeah, you guys woke up, no problems during the night, and
So I have to remake my elixirs using my reagents every day, and they last
Yes.
24 hours. Okay. So I'm just going to be starting myself in a deficit and just keep my elixir of life potions.
I'm not going to make any change outs, but clerics can change out their spells each morning. Is that correct?
yep.
Same as one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool.
That was always their strength in 1E, so that's...
So as you are approaching Brittlemouth, the river forks, and she takes the more northernly one instead of going to the east. And
down
you'll
there?
pass. That's the another tributary. We're at pretty north, but this tributary gets fed by the Fog Peak Mountains, and that one gets fed by a different area. But Riddlemouth is this way, and she'll lead you there. The day continues on. She orders you about a little bit, asking you to trim some sails and do some things. Specifically, she asks if there's any rat vomit still upon deck that it gets washed up. You guys can draw straws to see who gets that job.
I'll do it.
I'm
Perfect.
shocked
She's
that
fine with
two of
that.
you jumped to that.
No.
Like rat vomit, I'm in.
Oh boy!
I just don't think Munch is bothered by vomit.
Oh, I'm
The
sure
small
he is.
frozen chunks of the rats that were destroyed have also thawed and need to be.
And they're thawed in my bag, and I occasionally pull one out, bite a hunk off, and put them back in my bag.
That's so gross.
I keep
There's
Amazing.
gonna be
offering some to-
vomit, but it won't be rat vomit.
I'm also going to continually try to feed some to the pretty fox.
How does Claire feel about that?
I am trying to make friends with the pretty fox. I see a mount in my future.
A mount.
All right. Yeah. No, do tell me.
Claire, depending on how fresh it still is, will either turn up her nose or not. So how fresh is it still?
Since yesterday, and it went in freeze-dried.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Some
if
of
it was
them went in
frozen,
frozen.
it's like
True. So it's still probably relatively fresh. So she'll probably take it.
Excellent.
all right.
Can I
Just roll
tip?
me a fortitude save against the filth fever.
That's true. Oh, I forgot
Also,
about that.
also, even though you're an iron gut, I need that as well from canonically from.
No. I only get a save. I only get a +2, so I could be sick.
Claire is perfect. The two of you are all right with. I'm just trying to imagine this fox and this goblin both sitting on deck. Beautiful
Doing
day
on
out,
rat
just like
The
yeah.
and the fact that the fox sitting down and the goblin standing up are almost the same.
Probably
height.
the same size.
Yeah. So it's like petting the head, feeding rats, and then biting it, and then feeding it back, and then biting it.
Spectacular. All right, so the two bosom buddies are eating rats as the captain gives a call from up front and says,
Shooting up.
there she is. And you see Brittlemouth for the first time. Feel free to drop yourself anywhere on this map, as this map is not a grid map.
I still don't have one. It's just black.
Yeah, you gotta drop.
Yeah,
yourself.
you have to drop your token.
No, stop making me.
There you go.
And then you'll see it.
Would you look at that?
Brittlemouth is a small town with, surprisingly well-constructed buildings, given how kind of remote this is. It's set back from the river a bit. You guys, as you kind of pull up to the only dock that extends fairly far from the shore, since it gets too shallow for the boat to dock. The captain requests that you help unload some of the supplies a little bit, as people from town see the ship arriving as well and begin to approach it to help unload as well. Then
Yoink.
the captain kind of nods to each of you and says, yeah, so I'm here a week because I'm supposed to be. You finish up before that, though. We can leave early, so that'd be good. I'm going to stay on the ship because she's mine, and you guys can't. So you'll find accommodations up in town and such.
What was being?
I mean, just to ask around. It's a small place. People will tell you, you'll find everything. Whatever. You're not my problem anymore. Wonderful. Great. Anyways, have fun. See ya.
Problem.
There were problems.
Fine,
Blondie
fine.
wants to get right up next to her and say, "You mean we really can't stay?"
But baby, it's cold
Ah.
outside.
You can come back
With
and
like
visit.
the puppy dog eyes in her.
You can come visit. I mean, like, if you wanted to like eat something with me at some point.
Okay.
All right. Cool. And she kind of like backs up kind of awkwardly and she's like, yeah. Anyways, unloading. People do things. Ordering. Whew.
Okay, we go in woods, find thing, back in fortnights.
Oh,
Fortnights.
perfect. Welcome to Brittlemouth.
Anything small and collectible in the offloads? Apples.
It's
Small bag of grain.
most things are like bulk. It's like, you know, like
Right.
sacks of things and such, big crates and things like that. And people are pretty busy unloading. They seem to know how to do this, and they start immediately like hauling it up, down, and to the center of this place. Yeah,
That's
village
huge.
really.
Yeah, that's a thorp.
Yeah.
It's not even a village.
No.
It's a village.
The surrounding area, the vegetation and like nature like is encroaching on this place. Every structure here is kind of fighting against the wilderness all around you. Let me just change the sound set here.
So
The area is surprisingly lush right along the river here. You know that you're on a tributary of the river, and as such, it's kind of wet. In fact, there's almost kind of swampy-ish areas, maybe almost boggy, but it's solid enough in most areas. If you think of kind of like the rain shadow of like the mountains, maybe. The Foggy Peak Mountains are true to their name. They have fog at the top of them almost year round. You almost never see the top of them. People wear very practical, roughly homespun items, and you all don't really stick out too much as you see gnomes and half orcs, half elves, humans, full elves all around. And welcome to Brittlemouth. Should
there
we
a tavern?
leave it there for tonight?
yeah, we're just
Is
gonna
that the
find
first
a place
question you
to live.
ask?
Yeah, I'll catch someone
Yeah.
and I'll be like, is there somewhere to imbibe, ale, spirits, the holy water
With-
of Caden Kalian?
Of course. I mean, yeah. And they point and they're like, that's the last stop there. Well, that's the only stop, but the last stop's the name of it. You're going to want to go in there and you're going to want to talk to the owner, whose name I absolutely remember because this is a small town and it's not a problem. Diana, that's it. Sorry, had too much this morning. Diana is going to be the tavern keeper, and this is her.
There's no such thing as too much, my child.
I can. When we get to the bar, I want to ask
Oh, she has a kitty.
where Lord Pompentool's place is, because we're here on his behalf.
As you reach the guy that told you where the tavern is will tell you as well. And he says, "Oh, you're looking for the mayor." Yeah.
Sure.
Obviously, just go to the town center, to the fortifications there. You'll find Gale in there. He's the only gnome in town, and he's the only one that'll talk your arm off about the town. You'll find him there.
I like gnomes.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
need-
no, I mean he's a good guy. He's just
let's not rush
really-
diplomacy on on an empty stomach.
But
Yes, I need to get more tobacco for the pipe.
I'm fine.
An ale for the cups.
I'm full of rat. I'm
There.
good.
and that is the mayor.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep unloading the ship because that captain gets kind of ornery if we take too long to unload, and I don't know why. But I'm gonna go do that. But I mean,
we hear you.
Oh yeah, she gave you the gears too.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll be at the tavern drinking tonight because
She may give
Tuesday.
Saglani more than Gears. I'm just saying, I felt some connection there between the two of you.
That explains why I got nowhere. All right, good. Couldn't be my charming personality.
No, it couldn't be your face.
I mean,
Anyway,
I may have lost my mojo, but I can sense the connection.
He taps you on the shoulder and he's like, I'm sorry.
Mojo's a bar.
It's a bar. It's a tavern.
It might mean two
no,
things.
Don't ask. Just Suglani's gonna go back to work. Just
He's kind of like, oh, all right. Well, welcome to Brittlemouth.
So where are we going? Are we just all going to the tavern/inn?
Well, you know, we're short on time, but I think we should go to the tavern first. We can always start there next time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think this is kind of a good place to leave it, as there's a bit of a sandbox coming up here a little bit. But I really wanted to kind of take a couple seconds, if it's okay, to do the stars and wishes.
You do whatever you got to do. I don't know what you're talking about, but go for it.
That thing that we talked about in session 0. So stars and wishes is something I really like to do as a professional GM. It's especially for mini campaigns. A star is what was your highlight of the game? What was your favorite part? Can be something you did, something in game, something someone else did, whatever. Whatever your highlight of the game is, it's a fun time to like kind of highlight other players, what you enjoyed. A wish is if you could wish on a star for your character, what would you wish for them? It does not have to be something that happens this campaign. It could be something down the line. It just kind of helps us see kind of inside your character's head a little bit. So, for example, do you wish for, like, this is their last adventure, and then they will absolutely be able to get mojo back? Or is your biggest wish to play matchmaker between the captain and your ranger friend here? Like, so, you know, it just kind of tells us where your mindset's at. So stars and wishes.
He just wants everyone banging everyone by the end of it and being drunk.
I thought you were a cleric, not a bard.
601.
No, I'm literally a cleric of like ale, wine, and freedom. Yeah. I mean, I want you to live your best life. That's what I'm saying.
What is Dirk's star?
Dirk's star. I don't know. I kind of like that munch through the grenade, regardless of the fact that we were all getting frosted by it. I mean, I think that definitely is going to lead to fun down the road if that continues. So I enjoyed that kind of role play where it's just like throw it all to the wind and just throw the bomb, regardless of consequences.
He did ask you.
Spectacular. Do you have a wish for Dirk?
Wish for Dirk.
Heavy armor?
Heavy armor. In time. I don't know. I think I would. Oh, what's that? Do you have a wish for Dirk? Oh, okay. I don't know. I think I would like Dirk to be able to spread the blessings of Caden in the local tavern, and hopefully hit it off well with the townsfolk here.
Okay.
Yeah, I want him to be like very friendly with everyone. Very friendly.
Very friendly.
Very
all right,
friendly.
That's not at all open for interpretation. I love it.
What a surprise. I am going to have a heart attack from that surprise.
Look, cut me some slack here.
No, I love it. That's fine. It's all good. This is your character, and I can kind of see like the drinking buddy kind of like friendly tavern dude. Like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
I would like more butt slapping.
That's good.
There, that's my more. There'll be more butt slapping in the bar here.
All right. All right. We will roll for the butt slapping next session. Stars and
we're in so much
wishes
trouble. I'll
for
go.
Yerk. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead, Munch.
So stars is all the role playing hampering that Yurik did on himself. He's now got to be covered in grease to wrestle. It's canonic. He punches himself in the nuts. Like it's just a cascading fun. It's just going to get bad. He's going to end up killing himself for fun. So
every time.
Ryan self-destructs all his characters.
I really enjoyed that. As far as wishes go, Munch wants some respect. Pretty much, that's respect and money. You know, he eats what he eats, but it doesn't cost him nothing. So you know,
Spectacular. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, being an adventurer and doing lots of things, it makes sense that is this why he adventures? Maybe.
Oh yeah, he wants to be rich. Yeah, that's the only part of Abadar's doctrine that he's very familiar with. The capitalist aspect of it.
Cool.
Yeah, and he figures he's only got maybe 10 more years to live tops, so he better get on it.
Do goblins live short lives?
20 years in the wild, maybe 50 in captivity, maybe. So I'm looking at, and he's 16.
Wait it out.
He's 16. He's in middle age, right? So
Fair.
he's got to get his ass in gear here.
Fair.
All right. Perfect. I think either of you can go next, but if you want, you can like roll off strength check, arm wrestle for it. I'm just who wants to do stars and wishes.
I don't want to wrestle. I don't want oil.
I guess I could go next. I don't generally toot my own horn, but
but you do. Go ahead.
no, I'm just self-destructing myself right then. Discovering dwarven birth control.
I like how it just led to the reason that your character has not had a family.
Yeah, it's perfect, and I love the Artemis. I did love the failing on the fox and the retching. It was great. That was really good.
Awesome.
And I would wish that we can get our mojo back. That's
Yes.
the real goal here.
We just
I
need
need
the
All
funds.
right.
The
Need a place to
funds.
hang out again. Maybe a job.
So, Yerk doesn't see this as a job. This is a go between.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be just getting drunk and throwing people out of a tavern.
All right.
Well, big fan of
Wouldn't
fun.
we all?
Spectacular.
No.
Last but not least, the tallest of us all.
Stars. Let's see. I think my favorite part was the ass slapping cleric.
As you do.
Thank you for lowering the comedy bar. That's what we do.
Why not make it uncomfortable? Because why not? And my wish is for the mojo to come back. Everybody deserves their mojo.
I agree.
Well-known establishment. Mojo.
It is.
The bar's so low, it's a speed bump.
Sugwani would like to help them get their mojo back.
Spectacular.
Bars are profitable.
They are.
They are.
Not when you drink all the profits away, but
Yeah,
Maybe
but
we could cut
imagine
you in.
imagine the drinks.
No, we just
that
need
an
to give
alchemist
them the
could make.
bottles that have been cut.
True enough.
Well, you guys will start out on your technically third day of being hired with a stipends. You've had there was no bar on the ship, so you have technically 2 days worth of
Look at that.
food. Yeah,
Better
so there's some
business
serious
management.
drinking to do. Yeah.
I'm just
Um,
banking mine. I'm gonna bank all my stipends. I'm not spending nothing.
I will warn you though, and this is my wish as the GM. You had your first encounter. We started out easy, gentle, just some swarms and some filth feeder. Nothing too scary there. From here on in, the gloves are off. You are all wonderful role playing. Pathfinder might be new to you, but role playing is not. So we're just gonna, from here on out. I have real fun. I'm just saying. So next week. Next week, we're gonna have a lot more fun. So my star is everyone's role playing, and my wish is to for next week to come very quickly.
Awesome.
Yay!
Well, we will be back next Tuesday with more Pathfinder fun. We're gonna do a raid right now. Before we do that, our sponsor for the show is Canadian Dice. Head over to canadiandice.ca, use the code OMRD for Old Men Rolling Dice, and you can get a 10% off your entire order.
I heard the owner's a real weirdo.
He is weird. He's strange. He likes oil.
Great product though. Just weird.
Stick around for the raid. You'll get some bonus points for the channel, and we'll see you next Tuesday. I'm over.
So excited.
Incidentally, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, I am over on Goodman Games, as is Ryan. We're doing some Mutant Crawl Classics.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, we'll see you next week, everybody. I'm going to start this raid.
Bye.